Hello, well, I've got two questions for you. One, should you be revising over Christmas? And two, how do I know what to recommend? Who is my typical YouTube viewer? Well, luckily YouTube has introduced something fantastic where they tell me the most popular videos watched by people who watch my videos. Now, during the mocks, some of those were Mr. Bruff videos, but since the mocks, it's a completely different sort of video. This is really exciting because it means that people who come to watch my videos have got the message that it's possible to get top grades. And so it's not the average GCSE student, it's people who are aiming high. Another way I can tell this is the amount of maths and science videos that you guys have been watching. But what's pricked my interest today is the revision videos that are at the top here. So Udoka is a really interesting character. He's only just started, his channel's already got to 19,000, and I think he's going to get really big.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video.
He's developing a really engaging personality. He started off really quiet and is now becoming much more himself. Now, what's interesting about him is that he works a lot. I mean, he puts in lots of study sessions. He wakes up in the morning and does his Anki flashcard online revision before he even has breakfast. I think he does that about 6:30. And to be honest, I personally would not revise that hard and I wouldn't work as hard as that. And for his Christmas video, he's saying, yep, I'm going to take some time off because he's had his mocks already. So he's going to take some time off having studied for his mocks. But he's still going to make a video on Christmas Day because apparently his family don't open presents till 4 o'clock. So he'll have some time on his hands and he'll want to be entertained and make a video for you guys. However, he is going to start revising again from January, like the beginning of January, even though he's already done his mocks. Now, the next one on the list is Primrose Kitten.
Hello, lovelies.
Who says, hello, lovelies, and then goes on to say why she doesn't think you should be revising. Now, one's a teacher who's not having to do exams, and one's a student who is. That's quite interesting, that difference in perspective, isn't it? So what do I think? Should you start revising or should you just take it easy and enjoy your break? And what I would say is you can't do one without the other. It's going to be psychologically really difficult to enjoy your break if you know that you're falling behind in your studies and you'll have this voice nagging you. Similarly, it's really difficult to be revising all the time because that's totally going to ruin your Christmas and your break. And it might help you to understand how I've developed a pattern of working. So if I were revising, I would be doing a little bit every day, no matter what, including Christmas Day. I'd probably still do half an hour on Christmas Day. And the reason for that is revision isn't a block of time that you've got to do.
Merry Christmas!
How revision works is if you learn something and then give yourself time to forget it and then study it again, you will remember it much better. So if I take 50 hours of revision and I put them all in April, I will actually learn a lot less than only revising 50 hours for the whole year, but just spreading it in little 20-minute chunks. So it's actually much better to do a little bit every day than do 8 hours a day every day in April. You also need some perspective and optimism in your life. And so one of the video makers that often comes up on this little list is Unjaded Jade. And I really like a few of her videos because no matter how rubbish life can be, she always puts a positive spin on it. And it's not like a pretend positive spin. She has ways of dealing with her own issues, her own difficulties in a really constructive way. So I do recommend her videos. And I noticed that even going back to her early videos, her study with me sorts of videos, she still only made them like 1 hour or 2 hours long. She didn't put in these massive sort of 6 to 8 hour sessions that some YouTubers do, which I think are totally counterproductive. She's instinctively picked on this idea of chunking your revision and doing sections at a time. And the other thing this teaches you is a sense of perspective. If you just keep on doing what you can without worrying about it, you will enjoy yourself a lot more. And this is not just true of revision. I found it's true of the whole way that you can organise your life. But as long as you get a routine of doing a little bit every day, you will always keep improving. So I'm going to show you now my schedule of videos where I've actually decided to start thinking in advance. What videos do I want to release and when am I going to release them? And I don't worry about how many videos I need before the exam or even whether they're going to get any views. I just think, what are the videos that I'd like to make or that would make sense for my viewers to watch to help them? And I'll just make those, and some of them will work and some of them won't. Doesn't matter. Which, when we think about a revision plan, is I haven't sat down and thought, well, I've got to do this many hours of this subject and this many hours of that subject, which means I've got to do this many hours every day, because I would hate that. This would feel like enormous pressure, and I know that I would end up giving up. But if I do a little bit at a time, it never feels too difficult. I would even go so far as to say it feels natural and easy. So over time, I get through a huge amount of work, but day to day, it just feels almost like fun.
Merry Christmas!